Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. Pope Leo XIV has released his prayer intention for August 2025, inviting the faithful to pray that societies avoid internal conflicts due to ethnic, political, religious, or ideological reasons, and seek path of dialogue and respond to conflict with gestures of fraternity. In the prayer that follows, Pope Leo recalled that we stand in Jesus' presence in need of his peace. The Pope noted that we live in times of fear and division, and that sometimes we act as if we are alone, building walls that separate us from one another, forgetting that we are brothers and sisters. Tandiwe Mzumara is reading a Vatican News report.
In the video, the Holy Father calls on Jesus to send the Holy Spirit to rekindle within us the desire to understand one another, to listen, to live together with respect and compassion. He goes on to ask the Lord for courage to seek paths of dialogue, to respond to conflict with gestures of fraternity, to open our hearts to others without fear of difference. The Pope prays that God makes us builders of bridges, able to overcome borders and ideologies, able to see others through the eyes of the heart, recognizing in every person an inviolable dignity. In the press release accompanying this month's prayer intention, Father Cristobal Fons S.J., the International Director of the Pope's Worldwide Prayer Network, which publishes the Holy Father's prayer intention each month, explains that all of us can promote peaceful coexistence. This, he said, entails the necessity of working on oneself, first of all, to rid one's heart of pride and the expectations and negative words that hurt and kill. Secondly, it is necessary to set aside prejudices and to acknowledge the fear of those who are different. Lastly, Father Fons reminds us that Pope Leo XIV also points out that government leaders need to work toward building harmonious and peaceful societies, saying this can be done by investing in the family, safeguarding the dignity of every person, especially the weakest and most defenseless, exercising justice, seeking to remedy inequalities, defending the truth, which is the basis on which authentic relationships can be built.
President of the Malawi Conference of Catholic Bishops, Bishop Martin Mtumbuka, has encouraged Catholic children to remain steadfast in their Christian faith despite the challenges they face in their daily lives. Marking these sentiments during the official opening Mass of the Children Congress at Don Bosco Parish in the Archdiocese of Lilongwe, Bishop Mtumbuka noted that children are supposed to learn about God at a tender age, and the Children Congress will help them deepen their Christian faith and daily life. The bishop emphasized that children are the future leaders of today, and it is essential to ensure they are raised with Christian values. Emmanuel Chocha reports.
The Children Congress, which runs from July 31 to August 4, is themed Children are Missionaries of Hope. During the opening Mass, children from all 8 dioceses across the country sang with joy and smiling faces, dressed in their Congolese attire with yellow scarves. In his homily, Father Lapozo advised the children to be missionaries of hope in their communities. He encouraged them to desist from bad behavior such as stealing, fighting, and being rude, and instead promote positive values. Bishop Mtumbuka highlighted the importance of collaboration between parents, animators, and the children in nurturing strong Catholic faith. He emphasized that it is the duty of parents and animators to work together with the children to ensure they grow with strong Christian values.
Thanks. We decided to have this Congress as part and parcel of our commitment to forming children in their faith. You recall that last year we also had a similar conference for the youth between 16 and 21 in LUNTHA, and that will continue every year. We also thought of also having one for the children. This one will not be taking place every year, but it's basically under the commitment, part of our commitment to form their children, our children in the faith. Of course, in moral matters, in social matters, education, we particularly want to highlight the need for us to form the children. So here we train them, we teach them about the matters of faith, and morals, but also the social discipline, and then that should trickle down to their friends, because most of those who have come here have some prominent roles among their children, so their fellow children. So essentially, it's an expression, it's a sign of our commitment to the formation of our children in matters of faith in this country.
One of the delegates from the Archdiocese of Lilongwe, Alinafe Elisa, expressed her excitement about participating in Children Congress. He stated that they have learned a lot about Catholic faith and they are happy to be part of the event.
And we have learned a lot, and we have learned that we shall show peace, unity, and learn more, and also know our duties in church, and also have to do some stuff which is meant for God. Yeah, we have learned a lot.
The Children Congress promises to be an enriching experience for the young participants, providing them with an opportunity to deepen their faith, learn new things, and interact with their fellow children from different dioceses. The event is expected to have a significant impact on the spiritual growth and development of children. For LUNTHA News, in Lilongwe, this is Emmanuel Georgia.
Lilongwe Archdiocese Auxiliary Bishop Vincent Mwakwawa and Sister Ines Paul, the Pope's envoy at the National Children Congress, have reaffirmed that Catholic Church dedication to supporting vulnerable children. During their visit to Tikondane Care for Children on and off the street in Lilongwe on Wednesday, the two expressed their appreciation for the work being done by the Missionary Sister of Africa. Bishop Mwakwawa said he is particularly pleased with the sister's efforts in the community. Sister Ines Paul shared with the LUNTHA News that while she is saddened by the children being away from their homes, she is heartened by the church's initiatives through the sisters. More in our report filed by Gift Kalonga.
Auxiliary Bishop Vincent Mwakwawa said that he is very impressed with what the sisters at Tikondane Care Center, noting that they are helping the church to transform these children. His Lordship Mwakwawa also said that these children are the future of the church and Malawi. Therefore, it is very important to safeguard their lives and future. He also said that the visit of Sister Ines Paulo shows commitment of Pope Leo to Malawian children.
The Vatican office that assured us that we should train these teachers on how to teach, on how to accompany these children, but also safeguarding them. Secondly, we want to also have some special programs for these children. Those who are vulnerable and those who are in need should be supported, especially maybe with food, and those who need maybe education, that they can access education in various parts of their parishes. More to that, as an archdiocese, will continue to bring children together so that they can also interact, learn from each other, and also share their experiences. Just as we are doing this national conference, we also be doing our national conference so that the children in the archdiocese can experience the togetherness, and we as leaders can also be with them and accompany them.
In a separate interview with LUNTHA News project coordinator of Tikondane Care for Children, Sister Mary Sakina said that they have a lot of children who they are taking care, and she also said that there is progress in their work because some of the children have been sent to secondary boarding schools.
So far we have a lot of children because of many difficulties in our society, especially on the streets. Many families are struggling, and a lot of families, they don't have food, and these are pushing children to go on the streets. So our staff, they go on the street to interact with children and to tell them that there's Tikondane that can support them. And those children who are ready to be supported and to be reintegrated back in their families, they come to Tikondane to have our support.
Meanwhile, the Pope's envoy, Sister Ines Paulo, has commended the sisters and the Catholic Church in Malawi for its commitment in transforming street children into responsible citizens, saying that the Pope is committed in working with the Malawian Church. For LUNTHA News, this is Gift Kalonga.
President of the Republic of Malawi, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, has expressed strong support for Tauka Athletics Club's initiative to establish a high-performance athletic center in the country, assuring the club of his government's commitment to this worthy cause. Chakwera called on stakeholders to rally behind the club's ambitious goal to raise 300 million kwacha to fund the project. Chalida Chiranga reports.
President Sashiolas came during the conclusion of a 24-hour relay run held at the Memorial Tower in Area 18 Lilongwe, where he joined and served as the guest of honor. The relay run, which began at Kamuzu Stadium on July 13, 2025 in Blantyre, showcased the athletes' endurance and dedication to the sport. In his remarks, Chakwera encouraged the Tauka Athletics Club, stating that they should not be concerned about the fundraising efforts, as he is confident that various stakeholders will step forward to support the initiative.
And I just want to encourage all the real people, the private sector. This venture is something that everyone needs to put their effort into. I'm told if we keep fit, we can ward off a whole lot of health issues. And not only will I put in my contribution, I will encourage others, not just in this country. There are those who want to help athletes top-notch so we can compete at every level. And this is one facility that Blantyre citizens and the whole nation will be beneficiaries of. And so I want to put in my effort.
With the backing of President Chakwera, Tauka Athletics Club is well positioned to make a significant impact on the development of athletics in Malawi.
You are still watching news on LUNTHA Television, and you are with me, Patrick Pooper. Let's take another look at our top stories before we proceed. Pope Leo XIV invites the faithful to pray for mutual coexistence, path of dialogue in August. President Chakwera preaches support for high-performance athletics center in Malawi. Experts recommend early disclosure of running mates for assessment by voters. And in international news, Tanzania bans foreigner from key businesses, risky regional fallout. The Assembly for Democracy and Development ADD has emphasized that the Malawians seeking positive change should vote for former President Dr. Joyce Banda in the upcoming elections. The ADD's Secretary General Heve Rock Bonmali made the remarks during a press conference earlier today, officially announcing that the party has officially joined forces with the People's Party PP, marking it the fourth party to join PP's coalition, which already includes the Freedom Party and Mafunde. Tandiwe Mzumara has more in this report.
Assembly for Democracy and Development ADD President Dr. Kasim Chilumba SC had initially been scheduled to submit his nomination papers to the Malawi Electoral Commission MEC on Tuesday, 29th of July 2025, as part of the official presidential nomination process. The former Vice President of Malawi instead opted to form a political alliance and work collaboratively with Dr. Joyce Banda. Addressing a press conference in Lilongwe, Bonomani emphasized that Malawians seeking positive change should vote for Banda in the upcoming elections. He said they believe Banda's experience in governance and her work with civil society organizations make her the ideal candidate to lead Malawi forward.
Yes, we have the strength because our hope is in our supporters, the registrants and all the voters. The pillars remains the same, as you understand that the economic catastrophe that we are facing in Malawi, we need to find people who can actually articulate and change the tables.
Ben Jakame, Secretary General of the People's Party, has since expressed confidence about winning the elections. Jakame also revealed that their door is still open for more alliances, with several other parties showing interest in joining forces with them.
What is giving us confidence is the ability to make sure that things have changed. Those people who have been regarded as bulls into this failing to manage this state of affairs. So we think we should not look at the size of the dog in the fight, but rather let us concentrate on the size of the fight in the dog.
With this alliance, Assembly for Democracy and Development, ADD, becomes the fourth party to join PP's coalition, which already includes the Freedom Party and Mafundi. For LUNTHA News, this is Tandiwe Mzumara.
Good governance experts Mavuto Bamose and Victor Chibofya have concurred that it is a high time presidential aspirants reveal their running mates to the public area on to avoid surprises and ensure that voters are fully informed. The remarks come as aspiring presidential candidates submitted their nomination papers to the Malawi Electoral Commission and presented their respective running mates from the 24th to 30th of July ahead of September elections. The process has sparked mixed reactions among party supporters, with others satisfied with the choices made, praising the presidential candidates by their selections, while others have criticized the choices of running mates. Fales Kizombe has filed this report.
Mavuto Bamos noted that a running mate plays a crucial role in determining the future of both the party and the country. He said the choice can influence whether people decide to vote for a particular party.
The choice of a running mate is a critical decision in the democracy, in the democratization of Malawi. I say this because it is a requirement by law, but also it is something that helps to consolidate our development. Therefore, the choice of a running mate should follow certain parameters. Number one is the need for running mates that have got the passion and the desire to make sure that Malawi's democracy consolidates.
Echoing Bamsi's statements, Victor Chibofya added that it is important for Malawians to know who they are voting into office. He emphasized that transparency builds trust in the electoral process.
I don't think it's necessary. It's just up to the presidential candidates themselves to understand the importance. I wouldn't say that we should go further and legislate it because it doesn't need law to be able to tell people who you're going to vote for, why you're going to vote for them. So I don't think it's necessary for us to have it legislated in any way.
A total of 20 presidential aspirants have so far submitted their nomination papers and announced their running mate to the Malawi Electoral Commission. For LUNTHA News, Fales Chizombe.
Designated women prison are proving to be effective in rehabilitating and reforming female inmates, a major shift from the past when the women were confined in male-dominated facilities. This is according to spokesperson for Malawi Prison Service, Steve Meke, who notes that about 90% of women currently in prison are benefiting from structured rehabilitation programs compared to much lower participation rates in previous years. More in this report filed by Judith Organ, read by Gift Kalonga.
According to Meke, the key difference now is that programs are tailor-made and gender-responsive, designed to meet the unique needs of women and help them reintegrate into society successfully. He explained that women are now accessing programs such as hairdressing, tailoring, and designing, noting that these are not just vocational skills, but life tools that women are using even while still in prison. In addition to trade skills, the prisons also offer life skills such as budgeting, time management, and literacy training, basic yet crucial competencies for women who are often primary caregivers in their families.
I can confirm that prisons designated for women like Kachere and Cholo are proving to be very good places for rehabilitation. Unlike in the past when women were part of the male-dominated prisons. Currently, as an example, 90% of the women in prison are receiving lessons in rehabilitation and reformation, unlike in the past when the percentage was on the lower side. But in addition to that, the quality of rehabilitation and reformation programs has significantly improved, because whatever they are getting now is tailor-made or gender-related. So women are receiving what fits them and what they can use and impact their lives positively. For example, programs like hairdressing, tailoring, and designing.
Malawi Prison Service notes that the move to separate women correctional facilities has created safer and more supportive environments where female inmates can focus on personal growth, healing, and preparing for their future reintegration into society. Meanwhile, the service has called on the public to recognize the importance of such gender-responsive programs and to support efforts aimed at giving all inmates, especially women.
And finally, in international news, Tanzania is cracking down on foreign participation in key sectors of its economy. And a new directive, foreigners are now prohibited from engaging in 15 business areas considered essential to grassroots economic empowerment. These include running salons, small retail shops, eateries, and mobile money kiosks, businesses traditionally dominated by Tanzanians. Tandiwe Mzumara is reading an African News report.
Violators face tough penalties, including fines of up to 10 million Tanzanian shillings, the equivalent of $3,900 or up to 6 months in prison. Foreigners may also lose their residence permits and visas. Tanzanian citizens who assist non-citizens in these restricted businesses could be fined up to 5 million shillings or jailed for 3 months. The government says the move is aimed at boosting local job creation and income, but the decision is raising concerns across the East African community. Many view it as a non-tariff barrier to regional trade and integration. With around 40,000 Kenyans living and working in Tanzania, many in the informal sector, the impact on livelihoods could be significant. Other countries, including Rwanda, Burundi, South Sudan, Somalia, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, may also be affected. Fears are growing that this could spark tit-for-tat measures from neighboring states and threaten regional unity. This directive follows another bold economic step taken in May when Tanzania banned the use of foreign currencies in domestic transactions, requiring all payments to be made in Tanzanian shillings.
With that story, we have come to the end of our news bulletin right here on LUNTHA Television. But before I go, top stories once again. Pope Leo XIV invites the faithful to pray for mutual coexistence, path of dialogue in August. President Chakwera pledges support for High Performance Athletics Center in Malawi. Experts recommend early disclosure of running mates for assessment by voters. And in international news, Tanzania bans foreigner from key businesses, risky regional fallout. Thank you for watching. This has been Patrick Popa. I wish you a wonderful time. Stay blessed and bye for now.
LUNTHA TV stands as an autonomous faith-based broadcaster with a national and international reach. Experience the difference with LUNTHA TV, where innovation meets experience. Our dedicated team, backed by cutting-edge technology, ensures seamless execution and unparalleled results. LUNTHA guarantees credibility and professionalism in all its endeavors and services. We offer, among this, production and broadcasting of jingles, music videos, narratives, documentaries, press services and programs on location or outside, live broadcasting of mass and other church functions, government or indoor functions, and political rallies, creation and broadcasting of special programs, sponsored content, sports and entertainment, and advertising for small, medium and large enterprises. All services are offered at competitive